how do you help people in a group coaching situation create a culture that doesn't burn them out?
A lot of us override our feelings. And so part of the work, I think, is to be really attuned. If you're making space for your feelings, then you're noticing, man, I'm feeling a lot more irritated lately, or I'm procrastinating a lot more than I usually do. Like, what's going on? So having that relationship with your own self, where you're making space for the fine tuning, that allows you to make changes. Like, so, and the way that I do that, Scott, as you well know, is very much on a seasonal basis. So I'm aware that I can have a tendency to blow things up from moment to moment just because I'm bored or I'm tired or I'm, exhausted, and I just like, to hell with this, I'm done. Right. Like that's a way of being that I have had in the past. And so now I'm much more intentional about recognizing that the spring is the best time to make big structural changes. The summer is a great time to roll out new messaging and new expression in the world. The winter is a great time to slow down and check in and think deeply about what do I really want and clarify my own dream and my own vision. And so when I'm in the thick of things and not enjoying things, and what I can also say is, oh, it's November or December now. Like this is a great time to slow down and start thinking about how I want things to be different next year. And so that's one way that I've evolved myself and that I think, taught other people to evolve, is to like do it intentionally rather than being jerked around by circumstances, which is a way of being that a lot of us, can relate to, I think.
Yeah, I think that is really smart. And of course, in the 3 years that we were together, you modeled that, and we recognized it. And it again, that is also relief. It's like in some seasons, my nose is to the grindstone, and we're
Yeah.
just chunking it out. But then other times, it's time to pull back and
Yes.
just look around. What's changed? What's new? And I,
Yeah.
I love the way that you do that, not week by week, but in seasons. So it's big chunks, and we can shift and get awareness, or we can become very focused. And so I think that's good. That does keep people from burning out. Burnout
Yeah.
often happens because we're too intense on something for too long, and we become crispy critters.
Yeah, and we don't see, like, if we don't trust ourselves to evolve with the cycles intentionally, we can fall into a pattern where we have to like suffer and blow things up in order to make change. But if we know, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed this like right now. Okay, so let me, this next cycle, this is the things I'm going to change. And so by having those automatic or scheduled or seasonal shifts and check-ins, you can start to do it in a way that also aligns with nature so that you're not fighting the reality of the fact that there are seasons in the world and there's an energetic that we can ride for each season.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that also raises your trust credit score with me and with others is that you didn't just make this up. These are things that you've studied and you've watched and you've seen, and you recognize the patterns. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out now that, in the fall, the leaves change colors. Some of the leaves start falling off, and, the
Mhm.
sap drops down into the roots, and things change. And you have, through your study and all that you do, you have come to recognize the seasons that we go through. And what I appreciate about what you do is that you tell us that. We may not recognize it. Oh, it's fall. Okay. Oh, it's the season. All
Yeah,
right. It's okay that things are falling
right.
off, and I'm letting go. It's normal. So that's something that personally I appreciate about you,
Thank
that you
you.
recognize things I didn't recognize. I love
Right.
that.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's the beauty of having coaches and team, transformation team, your what I call crew, right? Your crew, which are the people that you trust to row in the same direction with you, right? And I again, this is a distinction that I did not have 15 years ago. I kept trying to like enroll my parents in being my crew, and I would tell them about all these amazing ideas of things I wanted to do without really getting that they were never going to be the people to encourage me to take big risks. They were always going to be the people that would be like, "Are you sure that's a good idea? That sounds really risky." And it's not because there's anything wrong with them, but the fact that I was trying to make them play that role on my crew that they were just not equipped to make. That's not who they are. That's not their story about the world or life. And so
Yeah.
being super intentional about who you put in your crew and keeping the people who are not, going to be supportive, like keeping them, they can love you, they can be in your world, but they don't, you can keep them at arm's distance in certain ways. So like my parents, the decision I made back in like New Year's, I don't know, 10 years ago was I'm no longer going to tell them about my plans. I'm just going to tell them about what I've done. And
Yeah.
every time we talk is going to be like, check it out. Look what I did. Look what I completed. And it's so funny because literally within months of me making that New Year's resolution, my mom started carrying my business card in her purse and showing it off to people.
Oh, way to go.
Right. So now she was on my crew,
Yeah.
but in a different way than I had tried to make her be. Now she's my cheerleader. Now she's like a promotion, she's talking about me in the world. So it's like part of that is also like let people be who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I think that's, of course, you hear me keep saying that. I love that. I just, that's why you were my coach for 3 years because I, resonate with what you do and, I, same vibe. And I love that.